It's Luke and Naomi.
Episode 103. Welcome in Luke and Naomi on air, featuring Naomi's Under a Rock reviews.
We're back.
We are back. I'm Luke Austin. That's Naomi Lynn.
Hello.
Hola.
Hola.
We just got back from, well, not just, but we got back from Dominican Republic about a week ago.
I feel like that's still just.
It was an
I'm still
excellent
not
time.
like 100% back. Let's be honest here.
For sure. I mean, 80 degrees in the islands while it was snowing in Wilmington and
That's
all other
insane.
parts of the freaking world. That was a lot of fun, honestly.
It was. It really was.
It was like being on another planet.
It was.
It was super cool. So that's what we've been up to, by the way, if you've been missing us. Dominican
right.
Republic for a little bit.
Little
hanging out.
vacay.
Yeah, shout out to Carambola Surf House
Yeah.
in Cabarete.
That place was awesome.
It really was. Excellent. Marcos, our chef, was
Phenomenal.
boy, every day, just on point.
Yeah, and like 4 meals a day. Like we just ate so well.
It felt like 4. I think it was just 3 and occasionally 2, but it felt like 11.
It did.
It was
they
a
were
lot.
really good meals.
All good stuff, too.
Yeah.
Did some cool things, the what would you call it, cliche?
Yeah, I think
snorkeling.
so.
The you have to go snorkeling if you're in the tropics.
Yeah.
Tropics? Is it the tropics? I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know. I
The
feel
Caribbean? Just call it
like
that.
Caribbean. That's what I'm trying to come up with. Thank you. We'll do that. So you got to go snorkeling. That was awesome.
It was. It was a lot of fun. And I've always wanted to go snorkeling, so I'm glad the opportunity presented itself.
I always was just like, yeah, whatever. I could take it or leave it. I've
Yeah.
I've snorkeled in the swimming pool, but
But this is completely different.
It
You get to
is.
see tropical fish.
it is they baited the fish with some bread and whatnot, and I looked down and it scared the shit out of me.
It's a lot of fish, and that water goes for a long way.
I was not expecting that many fish to all of a sudden be underneath me,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a lot.
Yeah. But it was cool.
I don't know. It was great. It really was.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, and then we ended up on the coolest tubing down a river trip I've ever been on.
It was phenomenal.
It really has ruined lazy rivers and tubing for me because, I mean,
This is all that you're going to want going forward.
yeah, this is the standard now.
First of all, the river was like the prettiest colors ever. It was, so those pictures you see of like Caribbean waters where you've got the light blue and the really dark, rich blue and some green tints in there and all of that. But it was like that in the river. And then the river was really calm. And you were just kind of floating and enjoying it. And we had there was a group of us and all our inner tubes were tied together. And in the middle of us was an inflatable rowboat with 2 coolers just filled with beer and rum and
Sprite, I think, maybe?
Sprite and Fanta.
No water to be, not a drop of water to be seen.
No, there was no water.
It was out of the question.
There was
You're
just a
floating
bunch
on
of
it. What the hell?
alcohol.
It was awesome.
And it was phenomenal. We stopped halfway through. And the guy who was kind of pulling us around and everything, he's like, you want drinks and all that. And so he starts filling up one of the cups with rum. You just say when and just keeps filling it and filling it.
I
And
don't
it was
believe
oh
he
my
said
goodness.
when. I don't believe he told us to say when. He just kind of at one point looked up at you maybe and was just like, oh, keep going.
Do you want more? Yeah.
Oh, that'll do. Thank you very much.
Yeah. It was a very strong drink.
That
Couple
was
of
excellent.
them.
Great trip.
It was great. It really was.
Reset the standard, or just absolutely has now become the standard for tubing for me. So I mean, if you got something less than that to offer, I'm not tubing. That's just kind of how that's for me now.
And then we had a couple
Ruined.
days going to the beach, just hanging out at the beach, a bonfire on the beach. It was a good vacation.
So we capped the whole trip off with the bonfire on the beach the last night, and I've never felt more Saved by the Bell or just 90s thing in my. It was just the coolest hangout on the beach. Big
It was
old bonfire
awesome.
last night. Everybody's kind of reminiscing about the trip and stuff.
Yeah.
It just felt like Saved by the Bell to me, and it was absolutely excellent.
It was a great way to end the trip and everything. And we got to see shooting stars that night, so that was really cool.
Yeah, that's a rare thing for you, isn't it?
It is. So I was very, very excited. And a couple of drinks probably helped with that excitement, not going to lie.
Oh, probably.
I was freaking out a little bit. Oh, my gosh, look at it. It looked like it fell in the ocean, But it was such a great time. It was such a great experience. Definitely looking forward to being back in the Dominican, hopefully sooner rather than later. And we will have pictures for you. I do apologize.
Thank you.
I am not up to date with the website, lukeandnaomi.com. I think I'm still on episode 70, so hopefully in the next couple of weeks I can get caught up, and then we'll have a photo gallery from our trip. You're definitely going to want to check out those pictures because I took a whole bunch, and it was some really cool stuff to see.
In the meantime, we'll try to get a couple of those, a little sneak preview up on the Facebook page, Luke and Naomi on air, if you are following that. If you're not, make sure you're following that on Facebook. Speaking of which, hi, I'm Luke Austin. That's Naomi Lynn. I've seen a ton of movies. Naomi has not. So if you've seen it, relive your first watch through Naomi's eyes. If you've never seen it either, should you? We got Wolf of Wall Street coming up today.
Yes, we do.
I'm not sure how we're going to get through this. The whole time going into it, it's first of all, it's one Naomi's wanted to watch. And we got to do a few of those every now and then.
Yeah.
Just, we keep her into the whole shtick. So one Naomi wanted to watch, but then I'm thinking, how do we do this? Is there a way to do it without just, cutting out all the cussing and vulgarity and drug use? You've got the word maybe a hello?
Yeah, but it's still doable. Trust me, I get my way around it. It's fine.
So we got a cool, I don't know.
It's a review still, yeah.
A cool, fun review of Wolf of Wall Street coming up.
Yeah.
And no, I wasn't questioning review. I was trying to say clean as possible. I was trying to come up with something like that. So that's coming up.
It's not family friendly though. We can't use that because my review is not family friendly of this movie.
See, I started to say somewhat family friendly, and I was just like not even close.
It's
so
not,
then I totally.
We do mention the hookers and the drugs a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm even more excited now. Let's
there
go.
you go.
Do this. First,
hookers and drugs. All right. Off and running.
First, though, as normally right here, I wouldn't do this, but you might notice a little bit of a change up if you are familiar with Luke and Naomi on air. I'm going to jump into our random facts now.
Okay.
Because
that's what you decided.
New year, new you. How about that? It's your recurrent dose of Did You Know? Some random facts for episode 103. 103. Damn.
Yeah.
That's just wonderful.
Just moving right along.
Yeah, for sure. Did you know the same husband and wife duo, Neil Marlins and Carol Black, created 3 hit television shows back to back with Growing Pains, The Wonder Years, and then Ellen's sitcom?
Okay.
Did you ever watch any of those?
No.
None of them?
No.
Not even The Wonder Years? Ellen?
No.
Interesting.
Sorry.
I watched all of those. All of them.
I didn't know the 2 names that you mentioned in the beginning either.
Oh, yeah. I don't recognize those names
Okay.
because I was young when watching those, but still. That's all right. Did you know the Rolling Stones song Painted Black was released with an accidental stray comma in the title on the record cover? So it was painted black. That made people think there might be a negative racial connotation there.
Oh gosh.
Of course they're not. And it's, there's not. And it's Painted Black. And it's an excellent song. Did you know from the 1700s through the 1900s, the number 2 second most spoken language in the United States was German?
Really?
So if you think about it, the old Christmas songs, Oh Tannenbaum, I'm pretty sure that's German, and then they changed it. And it all changed during World War I because we were fighting Germany. So
right.
Now, German is something like the 13th most spoken language in the U.S.
Crazy.
There's English, Spanish, Chinese, Tagalog, French, Vietnamese, Arabic, Korean, and a whole bunch of others before.
Wow,
before
crazy.
German now. Yeah, right? Strange. Where was I? Did you know only one former cast member has ever reportedly been banned from hosting Saturday Night Live again? Do you know who it is? Chevy Chase.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
What did he do?
I guess he's just a jerk.
Oh, okay. I've heard rumors that he's a
He
jerk.
was on the show. Sorry, Chevy, if you're listening, but, it's a letdown. Hey, who knows? People scroll. Naomi's over here giving me looks. Hey, where's your confidence? You never know.
No, the look was honestly, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I thought he had passed away.
Oh, okay. No, just nobody likes him.
My bad.
So he was on that show. That's wonderful. I love this.
Wow.
Under a Rock reviews, ladies and gents. Under a Rock.
I'm not good with those actors and actresses, I don't know what's going on.
It's not a shtick.
He's older.
Really under a rock sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So that show, I think it was Community he was on, and like they wrote him off. I guess his character got killed off by dropping a piano on. I don't know if that's what it was, but it was, like that.
They had to get rid of him.
Just go, man.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And yeah, so.
Wow.
I'm wondering if they're going to mention anything. We're watching the Saturday Night Live documentary series that's going on right now. I'm wondering if there's going to be any mention of Chevy Chase at all.
I hope so.
I
want more details about this. I want the dirty laundry.
Yeah, for sure. I want to know more. I guess him and Bill Murray clashed really hardcore.
That's kind of a bummer.
Shout out to Filthy Kyle because we were just talking about all this today.
Crazy.
Yeah, really cool. So, all right, where was I? I think I got one more left on here. Did that one? Did you know? Nope, that's not it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Up until a few years ago, no one could figure out how long the days are on Saturn because there are thousands of miles of clouds blocking. Can you thousands of miles? Mm-hmm. That's intense.
Yeah.
So now they know it's like 10 hours.
Is a day?
Because Cassini found out 10 hours, 33 minutes, and 38 seconds.
Spinning fast.
And we complain there's not enough hours in the day here.
That's true.
Here you go. 10 and a half hours.
Get your stuff together.
You still got to work 8.
Don't even joke about that. That's horrible.
That is your recurrent dose of Did You Know? Some random facts for episode 103. Where else? Where we're here? I'm not using...
Little out of practice over
Out of
there?
practice. I'm not using the mouse also. Okay. So did I tell you about Grand Theft Auto Hamlet? We have to talk about this quickly.
No.
Grand Theft Auto Hamlet. So during the pandemic... Okay, let me back up even more. If you don't know, the video game Grand Theft Auto, nowadays you can play that online.
Yeah, okay.
So you can run around and everybody's basically running around the thing, shooting each other, stealing each other's cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, during the pandemic, a group of people got together, and I think they're actors, directors, whatever it is, and painstakingly put together a presentation of Hamlet within the game, Grand Theft Auto. And so the movie is out there somewhere. And now a documentary has come to, I don't know if it was at Cannes or Sundance, or it was at one of the recent
documentary about the filming of the Grand Theft Auto presentation.
It's called Grand Theft Hamlet. Grand Theft Hamlet.
I like my long title better.
I know. It is. It's like the what's the Tropic Thunder movie there with the making of.
Yes. Yep.
So yeah, they went and just can you imagine? I mean, I'll play video games online with the guys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if you come in and I don't know what has to be or not to be from Hamlet? I think maybe if Paul will correct me if I'm wrong. But can you imagine you come in and I'm like just reading off some shit like that? What the hell are you doing?
I'd steal your car.
Steal your car. Wonderful.
I'm done with this guy. Then you'd have to start all over again.
Somebody shoot that character, right?
Right.
So
I can't believe that.
So they had to contend with the rest of the online world, and like try to hide or something. I don't even know. So it's just such an. So we're gonna have to watch this.
I know. I'm honestly, I'm kind of curious. I would be up for watching this.
What is the last? I don't know. Online community. You've never have you ever been in? Tried to play a game like that or whatever?
No.
And then the idea that it's Grand Theft Auto and the impossibility to do your own thing in a situation like that online game is just.
That's insane.
It is definitely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we should check it out.
Grand Theft Hamlet. Might be on Netflix, but check out, I'm sure, Prime if you want to, I'm sure they have it on some level. Super Bowl's this weekend.
That's right.
As we read this, the Super Bowl's as we record this, the Super Bowl's this weekend.
Well, you're reading that, so.
I still advocate for the Super Bowl being a national holiday.
I know.
Every year this comes around, more and more people are getting on board, but the latest poll is only like 55% of people say Monday after should be a national holiday and day off.
I don't get why you would be against that.
Why would you?
Yeah. Even if you don't watch football, like, why wouldn't you take an extra Monday off?
Yeah, exactly.
Mondays suck.
Exactly. And then, even if you're just associated with somebody who watches the game or throws a Super Bowl party, they're going to be up late cleaning or drinking or whatever it is. So
Right.
why not take the next day off? Now, if Naomi wins her contest, we are taking Super Bowl Monday off just because. Are you okay with telling everybody about this?
Yeah, I'm fine with everybody knowing.
And that's the thing, too. We're trying to I know you hate this phrase. We're trying to gatekeep this because I don't want anybody else in on the contest.
That's right. It was just for me.
So if you haven't heard, Twix is offering a chance at 2 gold bars if you don't watch Super Bowl commercials.
Yep.
So it's a contest that's running during the Super Bowl where they want you to go to their website on your phone during every... I'm not even going to tell them the website. How about that?
It's going to be pretty easy to figure out.
If you can't figure out Twix's website.
Look, I searched for it by looking up Twix.
Exactly.
Guess what came up? The website.
The website.
Yeah.
So they want you to go to their website on your phone during every commercial break during the Super Bowl and compete in a staring contest.
Yeah.
So the screen will have 2 gold bars on it with an eye on each one, which I guess have something to do with the Yin Yang twins.
It does?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that's got to do with anything, but they'll keep track of how long you stare because you got to give them access to your camera. Mm-hmm. And it's got, the eye tracking software because we live in a dystopian future. So
yeah, but a chance at golden bars, so who cares?
That's right. So they're going to keep track at how long you stare and how many ad breaks you participate in doing this. The higher your score, the more contest entries you get. And at the end, one person is actually going to get 2 gold bars worth about $170K.
That's crazy.
It is absolutely insane.
So I think I've like entered contests and things like that, but few and far between. I don't really do that stuff.
We always say we're gonna when we read goofy shit like this, but
yeah. I think one of the jobs that we had read about, I did apply to the donut testing one. I believe that's the one that I applied for. So a lot of times I'm like, oh, that sounds cool, all this, but I never get around to it. This one I entered. I signed up for it so that I'm ready.
You're ready
for
ready
Super Bowl Sunday.
I've never seen her more prepared for the Super Bowl.
First of all,
ever.
It's Twix. I love Twix. Twix is the top candy bar.
That is one of your all-time favorites,
yeah,
too.
I love Reese's peanut butter cups. Don't get me wrong. I like a lot of different candy and all of that, but Twix is number one because you get cookie, you get chocolate, and you get caramel.
It's all the only candy with the cookie crunch. That's my best Costanza there.
That was beautiful. That really was. So the fact that they're putting on this contest, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm in. And all I have to do is stare at my phone. I do that already. I'll be fine,
Yeah, but you can't take your eyes off the screen at all. You can't look up or around.
That's fine. That's fine.
And you can't scroll. It won't let you move.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. I can stare at my phone for 5 minutes worth of commercials for each commercial break. It's fine. I can do that. I want this. I'm determined.
Go get it. Honestly. Yeah. It is devious is a word that I saw it described as.
I love it.
The campaign is because they however much money it costs them to put up the website, use the tracking software probably pales in comparison to what was it? I think $8 million for a 30-second Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah.
And
this is phenomenal. This is genius. And I love it.
Absolutely.
And I'm so on board.
You don't laugh at the stupid movies I love, but you get in on something stupid like this. It's just wonderful.
Yes. Yes, I do.
I'm very entertained by this. So, wish us
luck.
So
and if I don't win, well, I hope it goes to somebody who, listens to the show and heard about it from us. That'd be cool.
That $170K could mean a lot more Luke and Naomi episodes, by the way, if you're into that. Or, if you don't want more, it could mean less. I don't, however way.
It
would
would definitely mean more Twix bars in my life. Let's just say that.
$170K. That's insane. Anyway, Twix's website. Figure it out.
You're on your own from this point forward.
That's right. How old is the mayo? Do we still have that mayo in the fridge?
No. I got rid of it. We bought new mayo.
We have a new
just
mayo.
Recently.
Okay. So People Magazine just named the most dangerous expired condiments in your fridge, the top 5. And soy sauce, mustard, ketchup and barbecue. I don't know. That's one, I guess. Salad dressing and mayo.
Soy sauce? That stuff doesn't expire.
Yeah, you got about a year for soy sauce.
That's a lie.
after you open it, according to the USDA. So I am this issue, this article, whatever I'm trying to say, absolutely kind of blew my mind today. It's talking about, these things that the mayo. I've always had mayo in the fridge forever.
Same with the salad dressing.
Salad dressing. Creamy kinds that have eggs or cheese are supposed to be tossed after 2 months. Oily lasts longer. The ketchup and barbecue sauce, it says about 6 months for those. Keep an eye on the color. If that changes, toss them. Mustard is about a year once you break the seal.
Okay, we go through enough mustard that that's not a thing.
Soy sauce is about a year to use.
That one is probably older than that in the fridge right now.
But the mayo, it's got eggs. It is eggs, basically. So once it's open, the USDA says 2 months.
Bull. I'm sorry, no.
It says give it the sniff test. If it doesn't smell right, chuck it.
Duh.
I don't want to sound like we're gross people or something like that, but we had mayo for like a year.
Yeah, it was in there for a long time.
I know I ate some of it.
Yeah, it still goes on sandwiches.
It didn't smell bad.
Yeah, I think you're safe as long as you do the smell taste. Because smell taste,
smell taste rub.
No, because we don't leave it out either. If we're making a sandwich with it and it's going back in the fridge,
it stays cold and all that, right?
Yeah, it doesn't sit out on the table so everybody can get together and make their sandwiches, and then it sits out for like a half hour to an hour. It's usually out for like 5 minutes. I don't know if that helps, but it makes me feel better saying that. But yeah, our mayo was pretty old before we just tossed it recently, and we only tossed it because it looked weird.
And it didn't smell bad. I'm telling you, it was like if you go by the smell test, I probably would never throw mayonnaise out. I mean, I've had it.
We both get really sick and die, and everyone's like, "Hey, what happened to Luke and Naomi? They ate some bad mayonnaise."
I can't figure out why, like twice a year, I just get violently ill.
That's horrible. No, it was pretty old.
It's never happened. I've never gone, yeah, this mayonnaise is terrible. But I've had it for like a year or more. I mean, there was a point when I was a bachelor where that probably, I'm kind of freaking out about this. So that leads to our question of the episode. How old's the mayo in your fridge? Somebody please. Mr. Rogers has got to have like 2-year-old mayo that he's still working on or something like that.
Please.
Somebody
please make us feel better about this.
Somebody please tell me.
Listen, the mayonnaise in our fridge right now is about 4 weeks old. So we just bought it.
We got a month and we just got to throw out a whole shit ton of mayonnaise because...
I'm not throwing it out. I'm sorry. No, mayonnaise is expensive. Groceries are expensive. I'm not throwing it out.
That's what
if you
I'm
don't
saying.
trust it, just don't eat mayonnaise at our house.
The USDA's in cahoots with the mayonnaise people. USDA.
They got stocks with Duke.
It's it's U.S. Duke Association.
That's right.
Duke's mayonnaise is, if you're not in the Wilmington, Carolinas area, Duke's mayonnaise is huge here. It's like you don't come at these people with some helmets. It's Duke's.
Yeah.
All day. Which, by the way, I was talking about this on my radio show, and I had a listener tell me I have Duke's mayonnaise that lasts forever.
Yep.
Okay, I'm getting some Duke's then.
There you go. Then you don't have to worry about it.
That's all that
You
goes.
can let it stay for like a year or two in your fridge.
Let us know.
Make us feel better.
Drop your comment right here if you're listening on YouTube or Spotify. And if you want to head over to the Facebook page, hopefully by then Naomi will throw up a couple of sample photos from our vacation. You got to check out this river. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'll make sure there's a picture of that up there.
How old is the mayo in your fridge? Please let me
be honest.
Make me feel better.
Be honest. We're not judging you.
Everybody's gonna come at us like, y'all, 2 weeks. What the hell are you doing? I'm just hoping my mom don't listen to this because that'll probably gross her right out. Anyway,
that's okay.
Can't wait for those.
Sorry, Lisa.
Can't wait for those answers. We will, of course, read our favorites on episode 104, which will be next week.
Yeah, we're sticking around.
Yeah, we're here. No vacations for ever again. Unplanned. The truth hurts. How about that? That's funny because it's true.
That's why I'm, trying to win some Twix Gold bars.
That's right.
For poor.
Now, if that happens,
Maybe we could go on vacation.
Listen, if that happens, we'll do the show from wherever we go. How about we can do that?
Yeah, we'll make that work.
As long as there's an internet
Deal.
connection.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. That means it's about time.
It is?
Yeah.
All right.
It's about time. Let's get to it. Are you ready? You want to hit the button?
Sure.
Nailed it. Well
Perfect.
done. Whew. I love Wolf of Wall Street. Scorsese's awesome. DiCaprio's awesome. Jonah Hill was nominated or won Academy Award. I don't know if he won. Anyway, he was in talks, but it was love me some Scorsese. This is now. We did Gangs of New York. We did The Departed. So it's at least your third big Scorsese movie.
I feel like there's another one in there.
There might be another one in there, but
remember.
I also make you watch The Aviator all the time, so I'm confusing that one myself.
Okay.
Anyway, another big Scorsese movie. I believe this set the record for the most F-bombs in a film, along with some length records, because it's so damn long.
Yeah. It's a long movie.
Take it away.
Okay. We are off and running. We meet our main character, Jordan Belfort. That's Leonardo DiCaprio. He works on Wall Street. He has a wife who he cheats on with hookers and all of that. He's really rich, does a lot of drugs. Seems like a classy guy, you know?
Yeah, classy.
His favorite drug, though, money. I did like that line in there. That was pretty good.
Yeah, he proves that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So that's the start of the movie, and then it goes back, and he starts beginning this story as a young kid, 22, already chasing that money. He's learning from this senior broker, Matthew McConaughey, that it's all a game, and you just need to stay relaxed, and also do a lot of cocaine, apparently, to survive the game, of course.
Oh, and beat off all the time, too.
Well, that's how he stays relaxed, get that out of your system.
I figured I'd throw that out there because you weren't going to touch it.
No, I was not.
That's why you got to do it yourself. It was right there. It was right there. I had to. That's what she said. Oh, my God.
It just keeps going. Oh, gosh. Okay, I didn't want to read that next line after you said all of that stuff. He's enjoying it.
He's enjoying it. All right.
He takes his Series 7 certification, so he's officially a stockbroker now. And his first day as a stockbroker, the market takes a huge dive, and he ends up losing his job. Really crazy.
That's insane, right?
Yeah, feel really bad for this kid because he's just getting, a taste of that lifestyle, and he's doing the things to move on up, and all of a sudden it's like, this is the worst news you can get.
How long, honestly, you feel bad for him in this movie?
Like 15 seconds. He ends up going into the small town business trading penny stocks, but proves he can make a killing doing that, especially at 50% commission. He did well, met a guy at the diner who was asking him like how much he made.
How he got the car, because they live in the same building or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
and it's a really cool interaction and all that. And so he's like, I don't know, like I made $72,000, and the guy's thinking that he's talking about for the year. Yeah. And then he realizes, no, it's for a month. And he's like, I don't believe you, show me your pay stub, all of that. And he's like, if you show me that you made $72,000 in a month, like I'll quit my job. And so he does. He ends up quitting his job because he showed him the pay stub. So anyways, quits his job and starts working for Jordan. And shortly after that, Jordan and the guy from the diner, Donnie, they start their own firm, and they start recruiting people to work for them. People that they already know. Now, not lowlifes, but not your typical business stock selling kind of guys.
Yeah.
Some that are a little bit okay, being a little bit more shady. That's all.
That's right. You got the pill drug dealer guy.
Yeah, that's fine. He's got to make a living, too. That's cool.
That's the Punisher. I'm blanking on his name. Oh, that kills me. I hate when that happens. Frank Castle. No, that's the Punisher.
Besides Donnie, I didn't write down like hardly any names for this movie.
Yeah, of course. Rugrat, did you write him down? Because that's easy to remember. The dude with the toupee.
No, I don't really mention him at all.
And then there was the Sea Otter.
Yeah, I don't mention him.
And then Frankie Stechino. The dude, he's Frankie Stechino in like Boy Meets World or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Ethan Suplee. So, Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mention anybody. All right. So Jordan's wife mentions how he would feel better if he was selling these penny stocks to rich people who could afford to lose money compared to the poor people that they're selling to right now. So then he starts reinventing the company and works on training the people that he has to sell penny stocks to rich people who wouldn't normally bother with the penny stocks. And it works. Now they're making mad money. Their office is growing. Forbes magazine does a piece on Jordan and calls him the Wolf of Wall Street.
And
what?
And
what?
Was that, huge for you because you love the title of the movie in the movie? Did that work?
I thought it was very well done. I enjoyed it.
Nailed it.
Yes.
All right.
And it's actually a bad article about him, but the publicity is good.
Oh, he was mad.
Yeah, but now he has all these guys showing up every day that are trying to work for him. The publicity, though, causes a special agent from the FBI to kind of take interest in what's going on here.
That guy plays like a dickhead good guy so well.
Yeah.
I
enjoyed him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have this really weird scene where they're in the office, a group of them, and they're talking about renting or hiring a little person and throwing them like lawn darts and bowling and all that. It's really horrible. Like, it's the phrasing.
Yeah.
That's just awful. And the scene just lasts way longer than it needs to.
A bunch of times.
Yes.
And like, oh man.
And they're like, if
rough.
we mention it instead of considering it a person, then something about liability and all. And it was just like, dude, you guys are terrible people.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah. But there's a couple scenes like that where it just drags on a little bit and it really helps,
cement the fact that they're terrible.
Yes. Because there are certain scenes where they don't seem as bad. They're just crazy with money. And you kind of forget about the drugs and the hookers and things like that. I mean, the guy's going out and cheating on his wife every single night.
Crazy.
That's terrible.
Sex addict.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
No.
But I don't know. You kind of, you just realize like that's his lifestyle and all of that kind of stuff, and you kind of push it to the side. But then when they do stuff like this, you're like, oh no, he really, really, really is a terrible person.
It pulls you back to reality without taking you out of the situation.
Yes.
It's good Scorsese, like he makes sure, he does the same thing with Henry Hill and Goodfellas too. He makes sure that, he's a dirtbag.
Yeah.
While you're still sort of rooting for him, but like he's going to get what's coming to him, I'm sure.
Yeah. So that was a really, really rough scene there. All right, so now we've got this huge party at a giant beach house. Beautiful house, loved it. It's their corporate party where they brainstorm ideas. But even though they're drinking and doing a bunch of drugs and all that, they actually are coming up with ideas.
They really are.
So they decided they needed one of their small penny stock companies to go big and start trading to the public. And they ended up coming up with that idea and like who should do it and all of that at this party. It's also where we meet Naomi, who was introduced. Yay! My name in a movie. I always get so excited because it doesn't happen often.
Especially a main character.
Yeah, and she was really pretty, so I enjoyed that. So we meet Naomi, who was introduced earlier in the movie as Jordan's wife, even though he's married to Teresa right now, so we know what's going to happen there. She shows up to the party, then Jordan goes out with her later. They go out to eat, then he goes up to her apartment.
You're not going to mention Donnie?
No. Again, this is it's not the family-friendly version, but it's the PG-13 version.
I thought you were going to say penisless. You went with the P, so I really thought that was coming.
My bad. No. I'm not going to mention what Donnie did while Jordan
what Donnie does.
Met Naomi for the first time, and he was all drugged up and.
You're not going to mention it.
That's enough. Yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should watch Wolf of Wall Street and find out.
If you're listening to this and you've never seen the movie, what are you doing?
Watch it, because there's a lot more drugs and hookers than I've mentioned so far.
Oh, my God.
There's more coming up, but there's a lot.
We're barely into it.
I know. All right, so I don't remember where I was after all that. Oh, yeah.
You just met Naomi.
Yeah, and, they go out to dinner, and she was like, I didn't think you were going to ask me because you're married and all that. And he's like, I thought we could be friends. And she's like, we're not going to be friends. Dun, dun, dun.
Bum, bum,
Because we're going to be more. Again, he goes up to her apartment. All that. We know what's going to happen there. Okay.
You're trying to figure out how to say this?
Yeah.
I knew there was going to be a lot of this Naomi Lynn, tiptoeing around how she wants to get some stuff out here.
Well, so we have the scene where, Naomi and Jordan are now,
Doing it?
They're in lust. They're in lust right now. So they're all over each other all the time. And in the back of a limo, he's doing cocaine off her boobs. And the door of the limo opens up, and it's Teresa.
Ah, there we go.
It is.
That was easy.
Yeah, it was
She's
Jordan's
so
wife.
uncomfortable. It's like I was.
Well, because I hated that scene so much. Because.
Yeah,
cool,
it was the adultery.
Yeah, because cool, you're having fun, whatever. You're doing drugs, and you guys are laughing and having a great time, and you like to party. Awesome. But Teresa was devastated, and she played that so well, like clutching her heart and all of that, and you just feel terrible because he lost his job, and she told him, no, don't be a stock boy at this electric appliance store or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, she supported him, did all the good stuff.
Exactly, and was always there. And he sees somebody that's beautiful and just, like a hound dog was like, nope, gotta do her. Like, that's it. That's all there is there.
I mean, once again, they make sure that
he's a scumbag. Yeah. So it was a really sad scene. I did not enjoy that. He files for divorce, and then he moves Naomi in right away because he doesn't care. He's already over it.
Oh, and he makes a point to tell you, too. It's great.
Yeah. Anyway, life's good for them. They're making even more money. They're doing some sketchy things. Jordan proposes to Naomi. She says yes. He has a huge blowout bachelor party in Las Vegas that he says cost him $2 million, which is absolutely insane. Again, lots of hookers and drugs.
And they had to refurbish the whole 28th floor. Whatever. Yep. Yeah, wonderful.
Quite a few scenes of hookers and naked women and
debauchery.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Again, throughout the entire movie. Happens in the office. It happens just everywhere. It was happening on the plane on their way to Las Vegas. It was happening in their penthouse suite, whatever they were in Vegas. There is just a lot of strippers and hookers and drugs. It's just everywhere.
He used the term bacchanalia at one point, I think, for the bachelor party. That was just absurd.
Yeah. All right, so he has that huge blowout, bachelor party, all that. Marriage isn't perfect, though, because he's even cheating on Naomi. He's got his hookers and stuff. Business still booming, though. They take Steve Madden shoes public. End up making like $20 million in one day. Can't imagine that kind of money. $20 million in like 3 hours.
3 hours?
Yeah.
3 hours.
I can't even imagine making $72,000 in a month that they mentioned earlier in the movie. Like, that is just insane.
Yeah, right? Oh, my goodness.
So, of course, they're doing a whole bunch of drugs, and they have hookers and strippers and all of that kind of. What else do you do with all that money?
Of course.
Put it in a bank and save it? Come on.
Absolutely.
He's really living that life, I guess. But again, they're doing some illegal things, and the FBI agent that has been keeping an eye on him is finally peeking his head out. He served a subpoena to the videographer from Naomi and Jordan's wedding, asking for video footage, and it looks like everything's about to hit the fan here.
Kyle Chandler, the FBI agent, by the way.
Jordan invites the FBI agent on his boat. They have a nice talk. And now I understand that meme that I've seen going around with Leo on the boat making that weird face and laughing, being all sarcastic, because that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. A couple of memes, I think, from this. Yeah.
So that was really exciting. I was like, hey, now that makes sense. Like, I'd get the words that people would put with it, but now I really get the sarcastic tone that goes with it.
Love it. Love when you catch up to a meme on on one of your reviews.
No, I feel like a grandma when that happens. Like, oh, that's what the kiddies are talking about. Now I understand. Just behind a little.
A little bit.
All right.
Under a rock. Not at all.
So now they decide they're going to move all their money to Switzerland so they don't have to lose it in the investigation, and there's no proof that they've got millions and millions of dollars on all that trading and stuff that they were doing. So the Swiss bank account isn't in his name, though, because the bank has to cooperate if there is an investigation, if they're asked about it, unless it's in somebody else's name, then, it's not his. Yeah.
Yeah, the rat hole.
So they put it in a different name. They put it under Naomi's aunt, who lives in London. They introduce her early in the movie. I like her character, and the fact that she's okay with having this account in her name makes me like her a little bit more. I don't know why, it just does. I'm a little curious, though, since the account is in her name, if maybe she's going to be dipping into it a little, like a finder's fee maybe or something. Like, I don't know. I just like her character, probably because at the wedding, she said something about, like, oh, getting into the donuts.
That's right, because he had the Coke on his nose.
Yeah, he had Coke on his nose. And she said, oh, did we get into the donuts or something? And he wipes it off. And she says something about, like, listen, I lived through the 60s.
Yeah.
Like, I know. Like, she just seems so genuine and not judgmental, even though, like, she should be.
She probably should have been, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they have a whole family smuggling money to the Swiss bank account, making a couple of round trips with money on their carry-on and taped to them millions and millions of dollars going through the airport, which is just absolutely insane to me. Donnie is supposed to give a couple $1 million to Jordan's buddy to have him send it to Switzerland. But the two of those guys butt heads a lot. And of course, while they're handling the money, they start fighting, cause a big scene. The briefcase with the money in it opens up. And of course, nearby cops see it. And Jordan's friend gets arrested.
Brad. That would be Brad, the pill dealer.
Yeah.
John Bernthal.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Donnie is such a scumbag. Donnie is like top scumbag. And Jordan's right under him. Like.
Oh, yeah. I mean, birds of a feather in this movie.
Yeah.
It's.
But like. Just because you want to have an argument, first of all, that guy is helping you out. Like, he's going to take that $2 million and get it to a bank account so it's safe. And you're here yelling at him and arguing with him and just being a jerk.
It is one of the more frustrating scenes in any movie. But definitely, like, the most annoying, frustrating scene in this movie, for sure.
But he's such an idiot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
And now somebody got arrested. And now how do you explain that $2 million?
Now, he doesn't even say anything to Jordan. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. He doesn't say, hey, dude, something went down when I,
Instead, he surprises them with those lemons.
Yeah. Hey, here's some pills, And
then they'd go through that whole greatest scene in the whole movie.
Yes, I was just about there. I mentioned, his friend gets arrested. What the heck? But he doesn't say anything. Doesn't rat anyone out. During all this, we have the craziest scene of the movie so far, and that's saying a lot because there have been so many crazy scenes with drugs and hookers and parties and all that.
This is the best scene in the whole movie.
Donnie and Jordan take some pills.
The lemons.
Yeah.
The 20-year-old Quaaludes.
Yeah.
That a client found and they've been in the safe or whatever, who knows.
Where one is enough. To the point where they both do everything they can to clean out their system.
Oh, yeah, that's super gross.
Just so they can have the best high that they can possibly have. So they take them. They each take one. And they're supposed to kick in 30 minutes or something whatever. Like that, yeah. And they don't feel anything. And so, they even get on, exercise bikes and try to, start burning them up and all of that kind of stuff, and it's not working. So they take more because, hey, if it's not working, take more.
Yeah.
And then they're starting to look at the bottle, realize how old they are, and think, oh, they're probably duds. But we'll take a couple more just in case.
Yeah.
So they do. So I don't know who this guy is. Jordan's
the
lawyer.
Private investigator. I believe it's the private investigator calls him and tells him, get out of the house, go call me from a payphone.
Yeah. Don't use your phone. Call me from a payphone. Also, that guy makes $700 an hour. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Jordan goes to the country club to use the payphone. And that's when they kick in. Donnie's still at the house and decides to call the Swiss bank. And he's talking incoherently and nobody understands what the hell he's saying. I
I love the way that they show the pills kicking in because, we're seeing Jordan and it's sort of like his perspective where he's just talking normal and all of a sudden the guy on the end of the phone, the PI, is like, what the hell did you just say? What is going on?
You're not making any sense.
And it's just like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, he was. And then he starts slurring. It's just a wonderful, like, trickery.
They do that very well.
It's really cool.
And they do that more in this scene.
Oh, yeah.
Again, Donnie's at home talking incoherently to the Swiss bank. Jordan was told during his payphone conversation that his phones have been tapped. So not to talk about anything. At home, at work, anything.
Yeah.
Like we had mentioned, the pills had kicked in, and he's got to get home. And the pills have kicked in, and he's laying on the ground, and he's just like, not even twitching. He's like trying to move, but his body just won't move.
It's creepy.
It's so weird, and he does it really well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, DiCaprio, man. I was just...
And he's drooling, and he's just a mess. And he can't walk, so he's finally able to get himself to crawl. So he crawls out the front door. Luckily, this country club, it's late at night. Nobody's paying attention. Nobody's really around because he's effed up. So bad. I don't understand why you would ever want to be this messed up.
So when he's doing
this is a problem.
What are you thinking now as he gets to the stairs? Did you notice right away that the stairs went from, the reality that there's 4 of them to then his messed up view?
Yes, that there was 18 of them. Yeah.
What are you thinking of that at that point?
I think, he's going to roll himself down these stairs.
Now, which body angle did you think he was going to roll?
Long ways. I thought he was going to roll long ways. He does not. He decides to somersault.
When he starts tucking his head.
It's just, what are you thinking, dude? Roll the other way.
No way. There's no way he's going to do it. And I can't remember if he actually got over or did it or not, if they showed it like that or what. But he's doing that, yes, that's just stupid, hilarious.
And he's dragging himself to his car. How are you going to drive home? You can't even walk. This is horrific. So he drives home.
Then he gets the foot in the door.
Yeah, he gets the foot in the door. His pants get caught and his leg is stuck. And then he's trying to answer the phone. And Naomi is telling him hey, your friend is really effed up here. You have to get home. And he can't even talk. So he just basically screams. And it's not making any sense. And poor Naomi is I married a monster. But I think she already knew it at this point. But yeah, so he drives home. He's so happy about it. He's I was so lucky that I didn't hurt myself and there's no scratches on the car or anything like that. Gets in the house, has a fighting match with Donnie to try to get him off the phone. But again, neither one of them can speak English at this point. They're just to each other.
Just the greatest scene in the whole movie. Then I don't know if you're going to mention the ham.
Oh, yeah, I was getting to the ham. Finally
you've had an idiot conversation. I don't know if we all have, but I know I've had a dumbass conversation with somebody just really annihilated drunk, and then they're just eating in the middle of it. It's what are you doing?
Yeah. So he's able to get the phone away, So at least he doesn't have to worry about that anymore. And Donnie has made his way over to food. And is eating lunch meat? A deli platter? What the heck?
He's mad eating it too? I don't know. It's
and then he
Jonah
chokes.
Just kills it.
He chokes, and it's disgusting.
Oh,
he is turning purple and all of that. And Naomi is screaming because, hey, this guy is choking and you need to save your friend. But you're so effed up too that you can't do anything. So Jordan, trying to figure out how to figure this situation out, does some cocaine because he needs to wake himself up.
Because he saw Popeye on TV. And
eating
got the
spinach.
idea from the spinach.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's a good idea.
So I will do that with cocaine. So he does that with cocaine, which I guess it was a good idea because he saved his friend from choking to death in his kitchen area.
The emergency cocaine, too, just in the junk drawer.
Yeah. A whole freaking tub of it.
It's great.
What the heck?
The emergency cocaine.
The emergency cocaine. It's a whole freaking scene.
Best scene in the whole movie.
Oh my gosh. They survived though. They both survived this situation. Again, I would hope at this point that it would make both of them not want to party as much just because, like, you should have died. Both of you. Yeah. Both of you should have died. First of all, you should have died when you crashed your car, that you didn't think you crashed your car. And then Donnie choking on ham. That could have been the end because you were that messed up.
The ham.
And I get it. If you still want to live that party lifestyle, fine, cool. Live it up. You got millions and millions of dollars. But maybe draw the line somewhere. Hey, I'll only do one of these pills. I'll only do 3 of these pills.
Just give it
I won't
to
take
charity,
a freaking
man.
whole handful. I don't know.
Just give it to charity. Just make the world a better place and don't do all the drugs.
Anyway. All right. So they're sobered up right now, at least for, the next couple of hours, the next scene.
At this point of the movie, are you ready and willing to watch the rest of this, or are you like, what the hell am I doing here?
No, I'm here. I'm here for the long haul.
Okay.
I need to know how this plays out, Is this a happy ending movie? What would be a happy ending in this case,
Do you think you've seen anything like crazy like this in a movie in a while? Can you compare it to anything? That scene anyway?
No.
I mean, the closest thing I come up with is the Pulp Fiction needle scene. You know what I mean? But that's like all of 5 minutes or less.
Yeah, this is a whole
it's a
whole to do.
Time, yeah.
Yes. And it just keeps getting more messed up and more messed up. Again, it was bad enough when they couldn't talk. It was bad enough when he threw himself down those stairs. It was bad enough when he got behind the wheel. It was bad enough when the guy called the Swiss bank. It was bad enough when he started choking. It was bad enough when they decided to do a whole bunch of cocaine to save his friend. Oh, and he fell on the glass table.
Oh my God.
While he was choking.
Watching those things break is really entertaining.
I don't like it. I don't like it. It just, that's a lot of glass.
Just the way they snap like that. Anyway.
All right. So, Jordan's advisor suggests that he gets out now. Smart call. The FBI agents are kind of swarming at this point. You're causing a little bit of commotion. Maybe it's time to go.
This is the scene at like the horse farm or whatever.
Yes.
Do you think he's gonna get out at this point?
Yeah, I think so. This is a safe bet. Step down, cut a deal, leave the company to Donnie, and he plans on it. But as he's talking with everyone, he decides he doesn't want to do it. So he does his like sales meetings in the mornings and afternoons, get everyone fired up before they pick up the phones and call everybody. So as he's talking and all of that, and he's describing his journey and the money they've made and the things that they've done, he realizes that, like, he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't care that the FBI is paying attention to what he's doing. He wants to make more money. He is addicted to that money, chasing that money. So he decides, you know what, I'm going to stay. Everyone's happy about it. They love him. Even Donnie's happy about it, which I figured he'd be bummed because he was going to get the company.
Yeah, right. He was going to run it. Yeah.
But he's just like, nah, man, cool. We can keep partying together.
They're all just idiots.
Yeah. Everyone's happy about it. Now we've got the FBI agents absolutely swarming. They're issuing subpoenas for documents. They're bringing in people for questioning everyone, but nobody is cracking. Now, Jordan starts doing business off his yacht off the coast of Italy so that he's not in the office and he's not around and nobody's paying attention to him doing business off the coast of Italy.
Right.
So everything's going well for him. Then news breaks that Naomi's aunt has died, the one whose name is on the account. So Jordan starts freaking out. They've got to get to Switzerland so he can forge some documents. Otherwise, he's going to lose out on like $20 million. So he can't fly into Switzerland because he can't have that stamp on his passport.
Right.
So they have to take the yacht into some place.
Into Monaco.
Yeah. And then drive.
Yeah, and then drive to Switzerland.
Yeah.
Which I still think is several hours.
I don't know. All I know is he's got to, take a bunch of steps to do this so he doesn't get caught. Well, they want to take the yacht. And the captain's like, no, the water's real choppy. Like, this is a bad idea. And he's like, no, like, we have to leave today. We have to leave right now. because he's going to lose $20 million.
Yeah.
But he can't really come out and just straight up say that stuff. So they decide, well, okay, we'll take the yacht on the choppy waters. It wasn't choppy waters. It was a terrible storm. It was scary. So he has himself, Donnie, Naomi, and was it Donnie's wife? Naomi's friend?
Yeah.
Who was the
I think
girl?
it's Donnie's wife, yeah.
Okay. Whoever. They're all on this yacht. They're going through this storm because he couldn't wait, which is a very scary scene. They're losing control.
The whole scene is terrifying.
The captain is calling for help. At one point, he tells everyone to stay back from the glass as they hit this huge wave and all the glass breaks. And you see, like, the command center just start flickering on and off. And it's just like, you're going to get killed because you want this money. $20 million. And I get that it's a lot. But you made $20 million in a day. You know, you have so much money. It's okay. Just... Isn't your life worth more than that?
and you know, the wife, and I don't know if the kids are on board, but like they have kids.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff.
And it's just like, what are you doing? Captain's calling for help. Luckily, they end up getting rescued. And that's when it actually kicks in for Jordan. He's like, you know what? I'm done with this rat race. This is insane. We almost died. You know, I have played this luck just too far.
Which is good, right? You know, you're like, all right, good,
yeah.
good on you. Yeah.
So he goes straight. You know, he's like a talk show personality. He does seminars. He might as well keep making some money. Everybody's going to want to learn from you, you know. And he's no longer, like, involved in his business. He also gets sober at this point. But then the FBI arrests him while he's in the middle of shooting an infomercial a couple years after. It's been like 2 years. Yeah. He's clean and all of this stuff. And he gets busted. FBI catches up to him.
Yeah, wasn't that because of, like, his one, or is that one of the different reasons? Rugrat went and did something stupid and...
Yeah, with one of the Swiss bank guys.
Yeah, something like that.
And they got in trouble and, like, ratted him out and all of that. So they basically tell him, you know, you can get less jail time if you rat on your past coworkers. You know, go back to the company, wear the wire, you know, give us some information. So does he end up really doing it? I was so confused at the end of this movie, and I need some help live right now with this. Because, so he's wearing a wire, and he's sitting down with Donnie, and they're eating sushi and all that at the office. And Jordan starts asking a couple questions, but then he's got a note warning Donnie not to incriminate himself because he's wearing a wire. And, you know, Donnie kind of gets real quiet and all of that stuff, and you can tell there's a very uncomfortableness there, all of that.
Yeah.
But then, like, the next scene, we see the FBI agent going, you're going to jail for a long time, and he's holding up the note that says, you know, don't incriminate yourself, I'm wearing a wire. But then he's only in jail for, like, a couple of years.
Right.
So did he actually, like, I don't understand what happened there.
After that, he went and cooperated fully.
So Donnie basically turned on him, saying, hey, look at this note that I got. Yeah. And then he went, okay, well, since, you know, he doesn't care, I don't care either, let me tell you everything I know.
I'm pretty sure we were to believe Donnie was probably wearing a wire at that meeting as well.
Okay.
You know, I mean, it's kind of... because he flipped it so easily, it's not like he went and tattled. He was under surveillance too, probably cutting his own deal at the same time.
Right,
to
protect
as we know
himself.
from other gangster movies and shit like that.
Which would make sense to the idea of he was happy when Jordan didn't step down then.
Right. So, all of that. But yeah, then, you know, he afterwards, I believe, is when Jordan says, you know, oh, I give up everybody. I just...
Yeah, like...
the whole nine.
When he was talking about that, and I'm like... Okay, but, like, he got the thing saying that he was going to jail. You know, I was a little confused. I felt like he did tell, you know, rat everybody out, especially because we see the FBI agents busting in and arresting specific people, his close friends, the head honchos in that company. But it was just like, but he only went to jail for... Yeah,
because he really did flip on everybody and whatever. So they, you know, they do the... reduced sentence, and he's rich as hell, so that helps, and any other
I feel like when the FBI agent came in and was like, "Oh, you're going to jail," and he had the note, it was like, "Oh, it's too late now. It's too late to cut a deal and all of that stuff. He's gonna go away for like 20 years, but then he still got out fast." So okay.
I think it was 3 years he ended up doing.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was minimum security, that whole thing when he says, "I forgot for a moment
that I'm rich." Yeah. He's out playing tennis while he's in jail.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then the movie ends with him doing another one of his seminars, asking people to sell a pen to him.
I love that. That scene earlier with his buddies when he's getting them together and he says to Brad, "Sell me this pen."
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Do me a favor, write your name down for me." And it's just like, that's freaking mind-blowing.
Uh-huh. Now you need this.
I'm not and never have been a salesperson. So, like, having that, seeing that scene for the first time, it was just like, oh, I knew right there.
It's great.
That was 2013. It's really, I know, 12 years ago. I knew right there. I was like, don't ever try to sell anything because I can't do that.
No.
So there you go. Is that it?
That's it.
That's it.
See, I didn't mention that many hookers or that many drugs.
You lumped them all in together. It was good.
But there was a lot of scenes that I did not mention. Again, for how many notes I had, considering that this movie was like 3 hours long, I think it was at 3 hours.
We're actually right on track, right at about our average time.
Yeah. But I just mean, like, you know, I left a lot of pieces of the movie out. They weren't critical to the story, but it's a lot of scenes of drugs and hookers.
You didn't think the scene where Donnie makes Jordan smoke crack outside that diner?
That wasn't important.
That should have made the cut?
No. Or the scene where we find out, like, the first time that he's cheating on Naomi with a girl named Venice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I kept that part out. If you'd like to know what I'm talking about, watch Wolf of Wall Street.
The butt candle.
I am not getting into the butt candle.
Just did.
That's enough.
You
That's
knew,
enough
you knew
butt
if you
candle.
started talking about it that I wasn't going to let that go.
No.
All right.
No. Butt candle.
All right. As we do with every review, at the end of every review, Naomi's got to answer Naomi Lynn's got to answer a couple of questions about the movie.
That's right.
We already went over the fact that you thought that was a good title of the movie in the movie.
They did a great job with that. I love it.
That was a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Overall question, number one question. Did you like it?
I did. I actually really enjoyed that movie.
It's freaking crazy.
It's a great story. You know, a guy's chase to millions of dollars. I mean, come on. We all want to be rich. You're lying if you say that you don't want to be rich. You might say, like, hey, no, I don't need millions of dollars. I want a nice house. But you still want enough money that you have a nice house and can live comfortably. And if you don't have to work again, you'll take that too.
Yeah, you don't want to have to worry about budgeting.
Yes.
Rich enough to not have to budget.
I'm not saying that you want to live the lifestyle of doing a bunch of drugs and having a bunch of hookers, but
the yacht would be nice.
So the yacht would be very nice. I wouldn't, steer it into a storm.
Yeah, just stay out of the Mediterranean. Maybe stick to the intercoastal.
There you go.
What did you know about the Wolf of Wall Street coming in?
I knew after the first 10 minutes after you told me that this was based on a true story.
I thought...
Because I didn't know that.
I thought you might not know that, being the whole under a rock thing. We're not kidding when we say that. So
I did know that there was a character named Naomi in this movie.
You did?
I heard it a couple years ago randomly about something. I don't know if it was somebody telling me who plays Naomi in the movie or whatever, but I knew there was a character named Naomi.
All right.
And the fact that the title was Wolf of Wall Street, I figured it had to do with business and stocks and things like that.
What were your thoughts going in?
I honestly thought this movie was going to be a little bit more boring of a story.
Awesome.
Definitely slower paced. I didn't think this was going to talk about the lifestyle of that businessman. So that was a different shocker.
There was a point at before we started the movie too where I said, "Listen, there is a lot of like crazy drug use in this," and
yeah,
he was like, "I've seen a freaking movie before. Like it's okay."
And I was like, "What do you think? Like it's gonna hurt my
sensibilities?"
Yeah, like I was so shocked when you said that. Now it makes sense.
Right on, because you understand the word. Like it was Wow.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
If you have not seen this movie, Luke's warning that there is a lot of drug use and a lot of, sex and hookers and all of that. Like, legit.
It's a lot.
It's the most I've ever seen in a movie. For sure.
More than Blow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Or Scarface when he just shoves his whole face in that pile of cocaine. No, this is like times 500 that.
What's the last question? Did I ask what surprised you?
Well, the surprising thing was all the drug use.
And the hookers.
And the hookers. I don't think I've said hookers so many times in my life as I have in this review.
Ladies of the evening.
Yes.
The oldest profession.
Yeah.
Would you have liked it more or less if you saw it when you were younger? Now, it was released in 2013, so just whenever that was. 12 years ago. Would you have liked it right away if you had saw it immediately?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. I think I would have probably thought that, it was just a little too much.
So you think you've got more of an appreciation after you've watched a whole bunch of different movies?
I think so.
70 plus.
That now. I could, enjoy the actual story that comes along with it and all of that compared to just getting lost in the specific scenes.
All right. What was your favorite part?
That's a good question.
I mean, the best scene in the movie.
Well, I don't know if that really is my favorite part because it's like the worst part of the movie. Because I wanted to scream and just be like, dude, you did this to yourself.
So that might be like your favorite part after you watch it a second time.
Maybe.
Because that's definitely for sure.
I don't know what my favorite part was.
Like when she's throwing water in his face in the morning.
That's hilarious. Oh, I love that.
They both do so well in that scene too. It's great.
And they're just screaming at each other. And then it's like, oh yeah, this is what we do every morning. And then I take a shower and sober up. Oh, okay, because that's normal.
Yeah, right.
But then again, making $20 million in a week or whatever is normal too. So
money's a hell of a drug.
Yes, it is. I guess I would like it. Like I would say my favorite part is actually my the whole story. Like I like the whole story that we got to see, not just specific scenes.
Okay. Cop out, but okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I wanted to give you an answer of some sort.
Sorry, rules don't mean anything around here.
That's right.
What was your least favorite part?
When his wife finds him doing cocaine off of Naomi. Like that's horrible.
Teresa, the wife, by the way,
yeah,
is the same actress. I don't want to butcher her name because it's rough, but it's just, for me. Same actress who played Sophia Falcone in The Penguin.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, she's good.
Yeah.
So that's what she killed that role too.
Yeah. So that was just that hurt my chest. That was a rough scene.
Aw.
It's rough too when him and Naomi are fighting and Naomi's like, I'm gonna leave you and all of that kind of stuff, and he steals his daughter away but then crashes the car.
Oof,
and that's a horrible scene too. There's a lot of horrible scenes. The boat in the
boat
waves,
sinking.
Yeah, and them having to be rescued. That's horrible. And
there is a lot of horrible scenes. All right.
That $2 million in that briefcase that opened up and that guy getting arrested, that's horrible.
Poor Brad.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it to someone else who hasn't seen it?
Yes, absolutely. This is definitely it's a good story. It really is.
You enjoy it?
Yeah.
Would you watch it again?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I definitely would.
Stop and watch if it's on TV?
If it's on a streaming service, because if it's on TV, there's going to be no movie left.
I don't think this will ever make it to TNT.
No.
Are you happy you watched it?
I am. I'm very happy I watched it.
All right. I'm happy you watched it too. As we said at the top, this one Naomi's been wanting to watch for a while, so we got to get those in to make sure that you stay happy in your viewing.
Right, because if I just watch a whole bunch of movies that everybody else has seen and wants me to see, and not one that I actually want to see so bad.
Right. I'm
going to get bored.
I'm sure you get tired of, the Austin Powerses after a while. You got to get one that you're going to like. That's why we sprinkle them in every now and then. We've got a couple here and there. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, wonderful review of Wolf of Wall Street. I'm glad you watched it. Thank you for sitting through and taking notes while you're watching, the movie and all of that stuff. So, well done.
All right, are you ready for your thought of the day?
Thought of the day, thought of the day. It's your thought of the day, thought of the day.
You ain't gonna make millions doing that, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just thinking of, Jonah Hill was just insane in that movie.
Yes, he was. All right, so we don't talk about it or think about time in decades like we did pre-2000. The 70s, 80s, 90s. They were clearly defined and recognizable sections of time. Now it's just kind of like one long stretch. Fashions, music, events, and they kind of all bleed together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're as we get closer to, the 30s, I think we'll start
You think we'll start doing that again?
Retroactively.
Yeah.
Because it's the 2000s, you got the
20s,
aughts,
30s.
the 10s, and then the 20s.
Yeah, we'll see.
The roaring 20s, or the crying and gasping for help 20s, I guess.
I think that's closer to reality there. Luke, you gonna leave us with a laugh?
I'm gonna do my best, especially after that. What did the cannibal say while eating a clown?
I don't know.
This tastes funny.
Oh, come on.
You know these.
Yeah.
Why
I just was like half listening, to be honest with you.
Why are elevator jokes so good? That's why I jumped right into it, by the way. Why are elevator jokes so good?
I don't know.
They work on many levels.
That's stupid.
Why did the man fall down the well?
I don't know.
He couldn't see that well.
That's even stupider. These are horrible.
When is a joke truly a dad joke?
I don't know.
When it's apparent. Which state has the most streets?
I don't know.
Rhode Island. It truly is the ultimate dad joke book, Brian. Thank you so much to Brian from England for the ultimate dad joke book. I love it. We are in the groaners section of the ultimate dad joke book, by the way, and I think it at least did its job.
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
She's looking at me like, I didn't write the damn things. I just read off a page.
But you said them. They were terrible.
Oh, that's wonderful.
The groaners section. Does it really have different sections in there?
Yeah, let's see what else we got.
Groaners.
Yeah, full grown. That's what we're in.
Okay.
Full grown. There's also I can't even read quality trickery. Maybe I'm reading the excellent wisecracks with excellent wisecracks.
Yeah.
Nerd alert. What else we got? More nerd alert. Pop cultured. That's going to be fun.
Uh-oh.
Play on words. Oh, boy, I'm excited. Thank you again to Brian from England for the ultimate Dan joke book. That's just great. I'm so excited now. I'm so excited. All right. That's going to about do it for episode 103. Thank you to Naomi Lynn for telling us all about Jordan Belfort and Naomi Belfort.
That's right.
I just had to get that in there again because that's weird. You know what I mean?
It is.
Like if I'm doing a review on a movie with a guy named Luke, that's going to be weird.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be like, that guy.
That guy.
Our boy.
Huh. I was okay with saying Naomi because I don't talk in the third person, so it didn't seem odd to me because it just seemed like a name.
Naomi liked this movie.
Just be weird.
Naomi's on fire.
Stop.
All right.
Can't imagine. That's just horrible.
How old's the mayo in your fridge? You cannot wait. Please, somebody say
Somebody say a year. Please.
Like, yeah, I'm telling
Even if you're lying to us, just say like, yeah, it's been in my fridge for a year.
I'm banking on Mr. Rogers or something like that.
Come
like,
on.
Somebody. Where's Snickers? You probably got some old mayo in like the truck fridge or something like that.
Something.
Like, let's go. Luke and Naomi on air everywhere except for our website. That's just lukeandnaomi.com. Don't forget to check that out. So until episode 104, that's just next week. No long hiatus in between.
Nope.
We'll see you then. Have some fun this week and be excellent to each other.
Love you. Bye.